All right, guys. So today you are receiving your genetic disorders Google Slides presentation research project. So it's nothing too crazy. It's very similar to the stuff that we've been doing throughout the year when you've had to do a little bit of research and put that information onto a Google Slide. Um, Except I'm giving you guys a little bit more freedom here to really pick the genetic disorder that you are the most interested in, um, and really customize this presentation however you would like. So you'll notice that on the assignment in Google Classroom, I didn't attach a Google Slides template because I think you guys can personalize it and do it the way that you want, just as long as you follow these guidelines here, which you do have on the assignment in Classroom. So you're just going to follow these guidelines, put together your information on a Google Slides presentation, and you should be able to get 100 on this, no problem. So the first thing that you have to do is you need to pick a genetic disorder. What are you going to be doing your research on? So there is a large list of various genetic disorders right here at the top of this Google Doc. So my suggestion to you, since today you're just getting it now, and you won't have any other assignments that you need to complete this week for me, right? You'll have, I would suggest today what you should do at the very least is take a look at a couple different genetic disorders, see which ones seem interesting, or really pique your interest, and then I would just take one of those and run with it. And then that way, Thursday, Friday, you are able to complete all of the research that you need, hopefully, and then you should have it turned in by the due date, no problem. So again, you're just picking one of these, so don't let this list overwhelm you. Any of these will do just fine. And if you happen to have a different one in mind, maybe it's personal to you, someone in your family is affected by this disorder or whatever, um, go for it. I'm not sticking to just this list here. Anything that gives you the most interest. So from there, okay, you need to take a look at what your slide should need. So the first thing that you're going to need is a title slide. Okay. And the title slide, super simple. You're just putting a title on there, which should just be the name of your genetics disorder. So let's just say let's say I decided to do Down syndrome as mine. So I would just have, boom, Down syndrome, big letters, my name, smaller letters underneath it, and then a picture. Something related to my genetic disorder. So I would have something related to Down syndrome if that is the one that I chose. But again, pick anything that's on these in this list or any other genetic disorder if it's not listed. From there, okay, you're just giving me a little bit of information, and you can spread this out however you would like. I would just highly, highly recommend you don't shove all this all on one slide, because that would be way too much information on one slide, and you certainly wouldn't be able to fit the pictures in there that you are required to include. So just keep that in mind. All right, space these out, make it nice and clear and presentable. So first, you have to tell me, well, what is the disorder? Okay, tell me how it's inherited. You can tell me really any basics about this disorder. What causes it? So again, is it caused by a recessive gene? Is it a sex-linked trait? I mean, it's only being passed down from the mom side. Is it something like the improper separation of chromosomes, right? In anaphase, did they not separate properly, and that created this genetic disorder? So looking for things like that. What is causing this genetic disorder to become a problem in this individual? How is it diagnosed? Can it be diagnosed when the person is an infant, or even before they're born? Are they able to do it? When they're just an embryo? Are they able to, is it a blood test? Is it a saliva test? How do they diagnose um, whatever this particular genetic disorder is that you have selected? Symptoms, I think that's pretty straightforward. Okay, what are certain characteristics that everybody has in common that is affected by this genetic disorder that you have selected? And then treatments. What is being done in terms of treatments for this genetic disorder? Is there anything that can cure it or can maybe reduce the impacts of the genetic disorder that these are having? Um, so again, that's what we're looking for treatments, and you can talk about how they treated this genetic disorder in the past. You can include what they're doing right now, and then maybe even their hopes for treatment in the future. And you see here in big bold letters and highlighted that you must include at least 4 pictures in your slideshow. So space them out however you would like. And I would just feel the need to say this: make sure that they are related to your genetic disorder and not just random pictures. And then one final slide that you need to make sure that you include, okay, is a works cited. And I think you could probably find a lot of this information right on Google. So if Google's the only website that you use, you can just put boop, 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 Google on that works cited slide. And then that is it. And like I mentioned before, okay, this assignment is due Friday by midnight. So hopefully today on Wednesday, you are able to, at the very least, investigate a couple different genetic disorders, some that sound interesting, or you just have no idea what it's about and you want to, you're feeling a little curious and you want to get a little bit of information about it. And then hopefully by the end of today, you have a really good idea of what you're going to research and get your information for. And then Thursday, Friday, you can put it all together on a Google slide. So again, just make sure, before I end this video, I want to reiterate that don't put all of these on one slide, okay? This shouldn't be a 3-slide presentation, okay? Space the information out on various slides. So you could put these first 2 questions on one slide. Oops. You could put the next 2 questions on another slide, but don't put all 5 of these questions on just one slide. Space it out, make it look nice and neat, so you have plenty of room for these 4 pictures that you need to include. And then I think you should get an easy 100 on this assignment. And then if you are curious as to how much everything is worth, there you have a little rubric / checklist at the bottom here. Nothing that you need to fill in, just for you to sort of reference in case you're not sure how much each thing is worth. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I went over everything. If you do have any questions that come up, again, don't hesitate to ask myself or my substitute, and we'll make sure that everything is squared away and you know exactly what you need to do to complete this assignment. So work real hard on this, guys, because it's the last thing that I need you to complete for the week, and then before you know it, I'll be back, and yeah, we'll be able to go from there. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions, and looking forward to seeing you guys.